Alright. Hello everybody. Welcome back to another Falling Sand Simulation live stream. Hopefully the music's not too loud. I'm gonna turn it down just a tiny bit. I don't wanna be too loud. Alright. So in this stream, I would like to work on the simulation control UI. So, kind of redoing all the ImGui stuff, because it's kind of a mess, and yeah. I do have my my planning board up right here, so we can kind of think about some things. Basically, these are my in-progress things. Say that's not in progress. These can be figured up later. This is like a 2-minute fix that'll probably take half an hour. Basically, it's just renaming the shaders and removing the ones I don't use anymore. And then this will be the main thing. Probably be a shorter stream today as well. Also added a new task right here that one of my friends would probably be very happy about me doing. My goodness. One of my friends is like obsessed with Rust and has been doing a lot of stuff in WebGPU, or the Rust library that implements the web GPU spec, and I've kind of considered it. I don't know how to deal with Rust though. Like, it's another one of those languages that like I don't quite like the opinions of the language. They just feel like they get in the way too much, but I also just don't like have a good understanding of the language either. I think one of the languages I can think of right now that also kind of just gets a lot of hate anyway, so I just follow along is Zig. Ugh. I tried it for like a day, tried doing something in it, and it's just like I was trying to do some graphics stuff with it, and like the graphics library I was trying to use, just you had to download a specific version of the compiler and the specific version of the library, and then you had to do all these things, and then like I didn't get it. Like, why can't I just install the latest version of the compiler and be done? Like, every version of that library required. I don't know. Anyway, I can go on about Zig though. There's just certain things about it too that like kinda I don't get it. Like, I just don't care about these stupid opinions. Like, okay, yeah, you did, the creator didn't like this thing about programming, so they just made a whole ass language just to make this one thing, and I just don't get it. I don't get why we're doing this, making languages. Just anyways, rant over ImGui stuff. Another thing I could do is probably upgrading ImGui to the docking branch. So I haven't... ImGui. Dear ImGui. They have the docking branch, which is... basically, I'm pretty sure the docking branch allows you to like take the ImGui UI elements and like drag them off of your applications window, if I remember correctly. could be completely wrong about it, but my goodness, I love ImGui. I don't really like the look of it, but I think you can also customize that. I don't know, I don't like the look of a lot of UIs. So like take for instance like VLC Media Player, this looks horrendous. Ugh. But it's like, even this is like, eh. Actually, that looks pretty decent, I think. Pull up this image. Yeah, that looks pretty nice. Like, I want my UI to look like this. It's still got that ImGui look. But like, it still looks decent. You can customize it. Oh, I'm so tired. Oh, so this was me last late stream. I'm gonna start doing earlier streams with a few occasional like short late ones. Good evening, C++ers. Welcome, Chas. Welcome to the stream. But yeah, what was I saying? I've already forgotten. Oh my goodness. Something about ImGui, UIs, not liking UIs. Why am I forgetting what I was talking about between that? Oh, yeah, my stream schedule. I'm gonna start streaming earlier in the day for my time. I'm gonna be doing shorter streams and doing streams more consistently. So like actually having a stream schedule rather than just, oh look, I had like an hour extra time. Let me stream for 5 hours until 3 in the morning. Ugh. Not a great way to do it. But definitely would love to create some nice UI. Probably like I don't need all these windows and crap and whatnot. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I have a monitor to my left here, and if I put my mouse here, it eats. If I put my cursor up here, my other monitor eats it. But then if I move my cursor back, because like, oh yeah, I moved a little too much. Now I move it back and it appears down here. And it's just... So if I move it up here and then move it back. And it bothers me because when I go to click these buttons up here, I'm used to like hitting the mouse up against the side. Or at least being able to like, oh, I can just move it back a bit because I overshot. But like, nope. I don't really know how to deal with that either. And like, I don't really have that problem here because my monitor to the right doesn't like... The cursor appears pretty much the same place. It's like, oh yeah, like I go over here to press these buttons. Oh, my, you know, like I'm doing something here. I go to press these buttons. Oh, I moved too much. I'll just move it back. And it's right where it was. And like, I can do that with the other monitor. But then the problem is like, I go down here and then my cursor appears all the way at the bottom of my other monitor. And then I gotta like move all the way up. Because my other monitor's down lower. I don't know. Ugh, my goodness. Monitor madness. Yeah, you can create some interesting stuff here. That looks pretty cool. But yeah, I want to work on the UI of my thing. Probably update to this branch, and in the process probably also just use I don't know. So much stuff. Don't tell me to update. Okay. So we're on the main branch. I'll go ahead and make a new branch. I love that I do this from the UI, but then there's some Git stuff that I just refuse to do from the UI because it's really annoying to do. Or I don't even know how to do it from the UI. Alright, what do we call this branch? Like update UI? The problem is I'm gonna have like another time where I'm updating the UI. Like, darn it, I have to actually come up with a better name. But maybe that's a good idea then. Like, slowly over time I start running out of names because I've already used the name. So I actually have to slowly start coming up with better names for things. Or I could just actually name things good in the first place. Also, I'm using my old wired keyboard. I am getting a replacement of my wireless keyboard. So I had to ship back the broken one, supposedly broken. We'll see. Kind of annoying. I also I'm thinking about getting a webcam so I can upgrade my stream a little bit. Not entirely sure about that though. Well, actually, technically I ordered 3 webcams. Oh my goodness. I was split between 3 of them. I just don't really have the time or motivation to like really research them all and like look at everyone else's opinions of them and figure out what's good or not for me. So I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll just order all 3 of them, try each out, and then the other figure out which one that I like the most and return the other 2. I don't have the time to do all the research, so I'll just do my own research and my own experiments, I should say. Although, so I got 2 of the 3. The third one just still out for delivery, I guess. Like, Amazon was like, it's 10 stops away, and then you have the little map thing, and it's like right there, and then it just stopped, I guess. Oh, delivery driver like just vanished or something. I have no freaking clue, but that's gonna be fun, I guess. I wish I had more snacks too, but I don't. I also shouldn't. Okay. Branch name. I mean, so the goal of this is to like... There's 2 goals here. One, to update, add the new things, remove old things. Like some of the sliders they're old, they don't do anything, or buttons don't do anything. Add new buttons and sliders that I've been kind of wanting. Yeah, revamp. The other thing I want to do is like have a separation between the like actual simulation controls and the debug controls or debug stats and stuff. So like I want to have separation between those. And then, like, eventually I want to have the actual simulation controls and stuff. Probably make a custom UI or use something a little bit better for doing that than using ImGui. And then still using ImGui for, like, debug stuff. Okay, so I need a branch name. Yes, perfect. GUI revamp. We'll call it that. Sounds pretty good to me, right? I accidentally swallowed my spit while eating a Jolly Rancher. So my problem with having the ImGui code directly just in the code base is that if I have to update it, then I also have to manually, like, replace each file. Whereas I could just git link it, and then when you clone the repository, you just have to use recursive mode. But that also means every time you clone the whole repository, you also have to clone the entirety of ImGui's repository. And, like, I don't use half those files. Already closed the window? No, here we go. It's like backend, it's like all this, and I only use with like OpenGL3 probably, or whatever. Yeah, OpenGL3 and GLFW. That's all I need. I mean, like, that's all I, like, have to include, I guess. And just, like... Or I can just manually copy over these files again. And... Alright, so... I guess I'll just recopy all the files. How do you, is it git submodules? Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I knew about recursive submodules. Okay. I'm getting a lot of stuff later. So it's really simple. Are you able to specify like a branch? Like if I wanted this specific branch. I don't need the whole. There we go. So get submodule add. I'm assuming I can also specify a directory. I'm gonna say include ImGui. We'll rename ImGui old. I'm gonna try to rename everything. God damn it. Okay. Okay, so not quite. So we can just delete this. And then we just have, yeah, okay. Ugh, my cursor keeps getting eaten. So get submodule, add specific branch. No, all the V does is add a line saying you want a specific branch. Okay, so just the B. So I don't know why. Dash B docking. There we go. Oh, I need to do the flag before. There we go. Now we have it in there. Alright. Watch us. It should just be drag and drop, basically. I'd actually be surprised if this just ran and worked. But also at the same time, I wouldn't be. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay. So now I gotta figure out how you actually use the docking thing. It's like help configuration. There we go. Okay, that's definitely nice. How do you undock? There you go. Are you able to, like, no split, navigate with shift? What? Oh my goodness. Yeah, that doesn't need to be that big. Interesting. But see, that's nice. Actually, if these windows, like, combined. It's like, if I move one, they all move. Now, I thought there was a way to... OpenGL 3... ImGui docking branch changes. That's what I was thinking of, multiple viewports. Because that would be kind of nice for like the debug stuff, if I could just have like a debug window. Like if I just drag this off, like if this was like the debug. Like this is like, I don't need the camera controls in here. I'd love to just have that out here on the side, away from this. Whereas like the simulation stuff, I guess like the simulation step particle scale outline doesn't do anything anymore. Like this is also part of like debug. This is kind of debug. And also just like this ImGui demo thing that's got like everything in it. So how do I do this? Multi-viewports also facilitate the use of ImGui over multiple monitors. That's kind of useful. Not for me in the streaming context, I guess. Ooh. This would be kind of fun. Memory editor? Or sort of like... Well, maybe not memory editor, but like some sort of like chunk editor kind of thing, or like a selector, like you can select a chunk. Now you can go edit all of its fields, all the particles in it. Debug stuff with it. I don't know. Add to your configuration flags. Add it in your main loop. Update platform windows. I see. You do that before you swap buffers. After ImGui render, geo clear. I see. It's basically right before swap buffers. So if we go in here into, I guess it would be graphics system. I don't actually remember. Render. No, we don't do that in there. Let's see here. ImGui system in frame. And then swap buffers. Okay. Am I doing all of that, like, render stuff in here? ImGui render. Render raw data. I'll probably just slap that right in there. What the heck is IO? So we need these. Enable docking, enable multi-viewport. I see. So we need access to IO. ImGui enabled. So ImGui ID. Oh, we can just do ImGui get IO. It's probably better. I'd hope there's not a lot of overhead with this function to like call it every frame. I also just don't want to store it. Oh, would you look at that? And it just goes back on there. It's only if it's like fully inside, yeah. And then I can just eat it back up. Oh my goodness, that's so much nicer. It's not just like, yeah, simulation controls are up here. Camera controls. Get out of here. Look how much cleaner this all looks. Or if I want to like figure out what I'm wanting to do with ImGui. Also, I'm not just limited to that. I could actually... Okay, come on. Can I make all windows available? What if I want to like see what's with ImGui? I'm not limited to just that. Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty nice, if you ask me. Go ahead and close that. Simulation controls. Camera, we'll go ahead and dock that. Ugh. There we go. And then stats. I want to move up there. Look at that. I'm probably gonna get rid of the ImGui demo. I'll just leave it in here for now. Make it a bit smaller. Just stay out of my way. But yeah, that's a lot better. Yeah, eventually I want to like actually just have this as part of the game, the sim on its own. Just like the sim has its own UI. Even then there's like some debug info in there. It's just like, that doesn't need to be in there for the game. So like, drawing trolls. Drawing position, like that's just debug. Drawing position in chunk. But yeah, already this is much better. And then it's nice just to have this separately here. So we're at 160 FPS. Where'd my thousands of FPS go? That's my question. I'd also love to have a button to like clear all the chunks or something. Like reset. Also, the thing I really like about ImGui is it does remember this. Yeah, what happened to all my like 3000 FPS? Oops. Well, I guess here we go. I see now I have a little bit more FPS. Yeah, what happened to my thousands of FPS? You know what I'm saying? Okay. Enable docking. I bet ImGui has a little bit of overhead there. Yeah. Enable that. Probably also doesn't help that I'd be calling that function every frame. I don't know if that's really ideal. Let us save it. ImGui get IO. Imagine this would complain. Yeah. IO doesn't exist yet. But I can't set this. ImGui I2 IO. Guess we don't really need a load. We don't really need to put it in a variable. Viewport enable. Well, actually, we already have it enabled, so if like, is that bad practice to just like it's like then we don't even have to. Yeah, docking mode has some. Well, not. I feel like that's just the FPS of this window now. I guess there's quite a bit of overhead associated with the docking. Yeah. Yeah, we dropped to 600. So not great, but if I'm like debugging, that's fine. Okay. So it's not necessarily that. We'll leave that. And the reason why is because then I can make that a config thing eventually if I add like a separate like debug mode toggle. If I add a separate debug mode toggle, then I can just toggle that ImGui docking. Because like it doesn't, well actually I can just toggle all of ImGui. Don't I have ImGui enabled? Oh. That just disables the mouse. Cause like eventually I could just have like a should do also no keyboard. Because, okay, if I go here, the current problem is if I have this, I can actually change the values on this while I'm playing. And, like, if I leave the cursor over it, it's not really a big deal with that, whereas it is with, like, this. So if you press Control and then click, you're able to, like, change the number. So if I leave the cursor here, and then start moving around, and then press Control, and then start drawing, like, sometimes it'll mess around. There we go. Alright. So we've already improved ImGui a lot. We've also improved my life significantly with the include. Now, does this automatically just get ignored because it's part of submodules? Let's see. Looks like it, yeah. Yes, that makes sense. So now, the next thing, one thing I definitely want to do is adding GLFW and glue and GLM into there, because currently you have to use VC package to install those by whatever method you wish. I don't use any of this stuff. Really, I just like to install those through Git modules. I also have no idea if these are actually automatically included. I guess if I delete release, go to release and build. What do you mean CMake build release doesn't exist? Here we go. Yes. Does it tell you how long it took? That wasn't too long of a build time, if you ask me. I mean, like, it wasn't great, but it also wasn't long. Oh, I just swallowed Jolly Rancher almost completely whole. Alright, so I was trying to actually improve the ImGui experience. So I guess I should actually figure out what I want in the ImGui panels and where. definitely simulation controls. Why is that? Sizing's weird now, I guess. Field of view does actually work. Why do people hate purple Jolly Ranchers so much? Alright, so where'd my FPS count go to? Definitely want these, like, stats. I definitely want the simulation stats as well. There's not really FPS to that, but, like, average simulation time, or even just, like, last simulation time. Or step time, like how long it took for the step to, like, complete. The other thing is I already need to add timing into that, which I guess I could bug fix while I'm doing this too, because if the step takes longer than the step interval, I should then subtract the extra amount of time from the step interval, so then at least the step happens correctly, or it's a little bit fixed, I should say, rather than just being like 200 milliseconds after it finishes each time. Okay, so there's stats. Camera stuff. I would like a separate, like, this is the camera stuff, and then a separate, like, player controls thing for, like, changing. Oh, should field of view be part of that? Something for, like, knowing the player position and knowing the chunk the player's in and whatnot. I guess technically the camera position will always be the player. Well, no. But I do want to also separate the movement controls, basically the player controls, from the camera system. So technically that all doesn't belong in there. Simulation controls. Definitely the simulation step speed, which doesn't do anything right now. Particle scale. Which honestly looks so cool. Imagine though I was actually like this tall. Like, these are so freaking tiny, and look how smooth they are running. I say that, but like, there we go. Imagine collisions. I would think that collisions would be kind of hard, actually. Like, how would I deal with that? Maybe having like a smooth collision layer, but things have to be like, I don't know. It's like, imagine there's all these particles here in the air. Like go up against them. Like I then can't move. But it's like, well, they're flying through the air. I could just walk through them and... It's like handling collision between the player and those particles would be kind of interesting. But anyways. Simulation step speed, particle scale. And get rid of show outlines. I don't know if there's anything else really that I need. I don't need to change the chunk size. I guess another thing would be probably like enabling or disabling like chunk boundaries. So you know, like Minecraft has its chunk boundary view. Or probably have something similar to that, but like probably a lot simpler, a lot less lines. I don't need that many lines. I just need like the outline of the chunk, and then also like the X, Y, and Z to the positive X. Well, I guess the positive X, Y, and negative Z to be colored, but like the other sides can be fine. But I guess then that also depends on how I actually want to like do the world. Because technically... everything is reversed. I reset the camera. So, because this is negative Z, but in terms of the simulation and stuff, it's all under this impression that everything's this way. I believe these are negative chunks. Yeah. No, those are positive. Are these negative chunks? These are also positive. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, like the chunk and particle positioning's not quite in line with things as well anymore. Also, I'd really love to be able to see further out on the chunks. And have a better, like, sky color or something. But this is actually pretty fun already. I just need to add more particle types. You can also actually color them. But it is getting late, and I would consider that ImGui changes to be a pretty good start. I don't know why I'm so slow at this, to be honest. But I'll go ahead and push all this. Use ImGui as get sub module and update to docking branch. Let's go. Alright, and we should be able to go here. So we include links to ImGui, this specific commit. I have to guess this is on the docking branch. That's much better. So I can do the same with glue, OpenGL. GLFW. I think also can be done. Yeah. GLM perhaps? Oh. OpenGL C++. Because that's also obtained from VC package, I think. Could be wrong. Find package OpenGL, but the other thing is it probably might just already be like one of those already installed things. I'll have to test that stuff out though. But it is getting late. I don't want to stream too late, so I will save all of that for later. We'll see you all tomorrow, perhaps. Probably not in the morning. I'm still trying to recover from my lack of sleep, so I will see you all tomorrow at some point within the stream, hopefully. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to follow me. And yeah. I don't have any viewers, so I guess there's no reason to raid. Unless there's anyone in chat that wants to suggest a channel to raid. I'm gonna have to guess there's probably not anyone. Anyways, thank you all for watching. I will see you later. Good night.